Hey guys, how we doing? Used to do these back in the Doug's Dirt Diary days, so I wanted to do one here. I used to call them Doug's Thoughts, and my wife always joked, well, that won't take more than a couple seconds to go through that hard drive. But of course, I wasn't around this past weekend. I kind of wrenched my back last week, and so I had to watch Land of Legends TV. Man, and it's, you know, it's like watching somebody else dance with your girl. It was tough, but Steve Ovens did an amazing job. And before I get going on all this stuff, I really gotta take a moment and congratulate all you racers for everything you're doing. I know, depending on how your weekend went, you know, you might not be feeling so good about it today, but you guys are dealing with an amazing set of situations right now with costs through the roof and all of this, and so my hat's off to you. And then of course my hat's off to all the racetracks, and some of them had a tough weekend, and I did a little research to go through some things. I talked to a bunch of promoters here today on Monday, and by the way, since my back is not feeling so great yet, I will be doing Doug's Dirt Diary style things. I actually have a phone interview set up hopefully for later on tonight, and I'll be calling some of the winners from the weekend too. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some pictures from my archives in the background, so you'll be able to see some old photos and hear from the drivers. And you won't have to just stare at like a Zoom call type of thing, because I just don't like the way those look. I don't think they look very good, and I don't think they sound good at all. So I think I'd rather just do that. But big news from Canada, and this is something I guess I've been talking about this with some friends of mine about things. I'm not as concerned about weekly racing because most people don't travel that far to weekly racing. I think you'll see less drivers running for points, for, you know, because they might not be able to find parts, or they might not have had the parts they needed to start the season. But what I'm most concerned about is the traveling series, and there was news about the Canadian 358 Modified Series. They had, let me see here, it's a 7-race schedule they had, and they just announced they've canceled the whole thing. They cite tires as one of the major reasons, and thanks to my buddy for sending this to me. But I'm wondering if it might be going a little deeper than that, because in the press releases, you know, you always want to get out the information you want to get in. And this is just speculation on my part. So tires, a big problem. Fuel, obviously a big problem. And having the amount of cars that you want too. If you're doing a series and you get 13 cars, you know, the sponsors of that series aren't going to be happy. The track's not going to be happy because they're building this as a big traveling series. So I'm wondering if maybe there's more factors than just tires. That, of course, and if you blow an engine nowadays, you might not be able to find one, or the parts you need to get one together for quite a while. Was a tough weekend for a lot of people. I think the biggest thing was it rained a heck of a lot on Thursday. Good for the tracks for one reason, because you didn't have to do your dusk watering, so it saved you a little money on diesel fuel, but not good because I think a lot of the rain got into there. And not everybody was in this boat. A lot of tracks had a great racing surface. I know Can-Am was really good. I know Canandaigua, we had a wonderful night of racing over there, but it happens. And when it gets like that and it's tacky and it's rough, things happen. It's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. So my thoughts and well wishes are going out to everybody who either, and I know some people actually trashed cars this weekend. I saw some of the photos. So again, I wish you guys the best, and I hope that you could get back. I also talked to some promoters about costs, and obviously packing the track, grading the track afterwards. Maybe you use a sheep's foot, maybe you don't. Most tracks run a generator for their power rather than to get it off the grid, because obviously it's still a better deal. But the range I got from promoters was anywhere from as low as 70 gallons of diesel fuel a week to as much as 125. So you're talking anywhere from just a little over 500 to maybe even close to $800 in fuel costs alone. That's just to get the track ready and, of course, to run the generator on a race night. And that cost is double from what it was. I've seen some tracks have had to increase their admission price, and obviously that goes without, you know why at that point. And I've seen it looks like it's hurting the attendance just a little bit, but I don't know if it's the cost that's hurting the attendance a little bit at some places, or perhaps the fact, and this is something I've heard from a lot of drivers and fans, during 2020 when there wasn't a lot of racing going on, people found other things to do on the weekend. So I'm wondering if some of you guys are heading up to the camp, or maybe visiting friends, or, you know, just doing something else. So I'm a little concerned about that, but I'm not overly concerned at this point. But again, I do get that at this point. The other thing I kept hearing about was some of the incidents that had happened on the track. And And I think that's a combination of factors. I talked with one person who said, man, it seems like racing in August is already here. And when points get tight at the end of the year, you know how it goes. You guys have been around this. Sometimes I hate August because everybody's upset. Everybody's got a lot on the line. It's the end of the year. You're trying to save your equipment for some late season shows, but try to be patient, guys. It's so expensive as it is. I know your costs are through the roof right now. So try to be patient and try to, but I know it's not easy. I know you put that helmet on, and I was one of those guys who was always telling you guys to be patient 11 years ago when I raced, and I got mad at something, and I did everything that I told you guys not to do, so I understand. But, we need to put on a good show for the fans, I think, more than ever today. And again, my respect level for all you guys is through the roof. If you have some suggestions, because my goal this week, like I said, because I really don't know if I should go to a race shop and walk around. I mean, I'm having trouble walking from one end of the house to the other right now. So I think I'm going to lean on the phone box, because I still have my studio from before. So I think I'm going to lean on that this week, and I've got a couple of things in the works already. But if you'd like me to get something, message me on Facebook. You can always use my email. My email is the same it's been all along, Doug@DougsDirtDiary.com. You can always email me there. And if you have some suggestions, please send them along, because I'm hoping to do some stuff with some people I haven't talked to for a while, because I think I've leaned a little too much on making sure I'm there, rather than talking to some of the people that I know you guys want to hear from, who might be in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or even downstate or out near Buffalo or who knows what, and even some of our Canadian friends. So I'm going to try to do that this week. So if you have suggestions, or maybe you won this weekend and I didn't know about it, please give me a call. You guys who have my number know what it is, and for those of you who are on social media, just reach on out. But I wanted to put this up, let you know why there hadn't been anything up in the past couple days. So we're getting better slowly, I think, but it's been a tough 7 or 8 months. Let's be honest. I need a nice incident-free month or two. I want to thank my family for dealing with me, because I can be a little bit of a pain sometime. My wife is she shaking her head? Yeah, she's running the camera right now, so she's smiling. She's giving me a look like, no, okay. So again, great job, everybody. Try to stay calm. For all of you who are doing it, unbelievable respect for what you're doing, and for the tracks out there. These are unprecedented times. So let's all try to pull together. Let's try to help each other out, and we'll get through this together. And again, I wish you guys all the best, and thank you so much for your participation. Remember, share, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. That's a big thing, is the notifications. So do that stuff, and we'll talk to you guys maybe later in the week. Okay? But again, thanks for everything. I hope you guys are good, and take care.